Hey guys, today or right now you're going to practice multiplying fractions. And I want to keep this video kind of like Mr. J would. So we have key points. We have key point 1 and key point 2. So our key point 1 is that to multiply fractions, you multiply the numerators to get a product and you multiply the denominator to get a product. So we're multiplying the numerators to get a product and the denominators to get a product. Our second key point for today is to remember the sign of the answer. So if you start off with a plus and you are multiplying it by a negative, you're still going to get a negative for your answer. If you are doing a negative and you're multiplying a positive, then you still get a negative. If you multiply a negative by a negative, that turns into a positive. So remember these signs when you are solving. So we are going to solve these 3 problems with me, and then you are going to do practice on 2 problems by yourself. So our first one is 1/3 times 1 over 2. So I know that my key point says that when I multiply fractions, I multiply the numerator by the denominator. So that means that I have 1 times 1. Multiply it straight across, I get 1, because I know 1 times 1 equals 1. And then I put my line for my fraction, and then I multiply 3 times 2 straight across. If I look at my multiples chart that I created for y'all, then I can see on this one, 2 times 3 equals 6. So that means that 2 times 3 equals 6. So for 3 times 2, I'll put 6. So that means that my answer right here is 1/6. Very easy and simple. That is not even a box, guys. All right, it's 1/6. My next problem says 1/3 times 1. So I want to get this to where the 1 kind of looks like a fraction. That way I can multiply it straight across. So in order to do that, I just need to make it the same as 1. So 1 over 1 equals 1. So I'm going to do 1 times 1 gives me 1 again. And then I'll do 3 times 1 equals 3. So then my answer for this one is 1/3. My last one is 1/3 times 3. Well, negative 1/3 times 3. I know that based on my sign chart, if I multiply a negative by a positive, I get a negative. So I'm going to go ahead and put a negative for my answer right there because I know this is going to be a negative problem. So we have 3. We want to make this still say 3, but we want to put a number on the bottom. So now we need to figure out what will give us 3. So 3 over what still gives us 3. So we can put a 1 there because 3 over 1 still gives us 3. So we have a full number, we always put it over 1 because it will always give us the original number, or yeah. So when we're solving problems, we always put a 1 if it's a full number. That way we can go straight across. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So now we have 3 over 3, or negative 3 over 3. This can be in a simpler form. I know that 3 can go into 3 1 time, so I can put that this equals negative 1. I hope that helps and makes sense for you guys. What I want you to do is do this same practice down below in the questions.